What are they like? They're gregarious, they're open, maybe they're more fun than you are. And let them be that. Don't judge them for it.
Whether you've got a presentation coming up or you're dreaming of speaking on bigger stages, this video is for the introverts out there. I'll share my favorite frameworks and practices for stepping into the spotlight with confidence as an introvert.
As a child, I was always quiet, shy even, would sit in the background. I had friends, but usually friends who I'd had for a long time. I didn't make friends easily. And so I was often labeled shy. I could also be talkative. We live in a world where two things can be equally true. I can be a shy, talkative child, and I was. However, as I grew up, I started to understand that what I actually was an introvert. And what does that mean? Introvert, extrovert, ambivert. We hear these terms all the time. We think these are ways of being, but actually it's the ways in which we process energy. And so for me as an introvert, what that means is I give away a lot of my energy when I'm in crowds or with other people, and it exhausts me. And so it means that I need to take time to recharge and come back from social situations.
The Learned Extrovert, adapting for success.
I worked in advertising most of my career, which meant I had to be very social. And I learned how to be social. It wasn't something that came natural to me. It was a learned behavior. In fact, people always are surprised to hear that I'm an introvert. Here I am, blue hair, wearing shiny clothes. You know, what kind of an introvert are you? Well, I am an introvert because it is the way in which I process energy, but I'm a learned extrovert, and I can turn that on when I need to because I know what is required of me in the moment. And for thought leaders, this is something that often I hear a lot. People, experts and change makers who are stepping into that thought leadership role. And I'll hear, well, you know, I'm really shy. I'm an introvert. How do I traverse this? How do I get on stage? And what they're really asking is a couple of things, because what is it about introversion that in some ways inhibits us as thought leaders? It's not that we don't know the things we know, but because of the pressure of being in the spotlight, and this is what most introverts really don't enjoy, being center stage with a spotlight on you, with all eyes looking at you. What happens is our whole system starts to shut down in that moment. So many of us know this feeling. It's the fight, flight, or freeze. For introverts, it's often the freeze that comes in.
Creating your stage alter ego.
How do you manage that? How do you get through that? And it's something that I have had to deal with my entire life, and especially as I stepped onto public stages. And one of the best ways that I've learned is to find a persona who I can be in the moment I need to be that person. And you might be familiar with this, you know, if we think of very famous people. Of course, Beyonce is famous for talking about being Sasha Fierce when she's on stage. And you can find your own inner Sasha Fierce. Who is it for you? Who do you want to be? Now, I'm not suggesting you be somebody other than yourself. What I am saying, though, is find that part of you that can be in front of that stage.
Building confidence.
Many years ago, I remember somebody saying to me, your name isn't Andrea, it's Roxy. You should be Roxy. And so that was a name for many years that whenever I needed to do a presentation or go on stage, it was Roxy who was doing it. Now, I don't use that anymore, but it was something that gave me a place to put all the parts of myself that I knew I needed when I was going to be in front of an audience, giving them something that I knew was helpful for them. One of our other coaches, Ian Keeling, who I absolutely adore, Ian always says, ask yourself two questions. Number one, do I know a little bit about what I'm presenting about? Have I done that work? And usually, you know, the answer, of course, is yes. You do know about what you're presenting. And then the second question to ask yourself is it of value? Will it help some of the people in the audience? And of course, the answer to that is yes. And so as you are creating your persona, That is what I want you to be thinking about. Do you know something about that? And put that into your persona. Yes, of course you do. You are an expert, or you have inherent knowledge that other people just simply don't have. So yes, the answer is I do have knowledge. And is it helpful? Yes, absolutely. People in the audience are here wanting to know the thing that I know. And so if you can put both of those things inside of a persona that you're comfortable putting on, and then allow that persona to do the things that you feel uncomfortable with, and go out on stage with that in mind. Take a moment backstage or before your big presentation and remind yourself of this other persona you are. What are they like? They're gregarious, they're open, maybe they're more fun than you are. And let them be that. Don't judge them for it. And let them know everything you know. And then let them go out on stage and have fun. And when you do that, it allows that introverted part of yourself to quiet a little bit, to go inside, to not be so afraid and not be so nervous. And it allows that external part of yourself to go and have some fun. Now, I will tell you, at least for me, when I've done this, it takes a great deal of energy.
The art of recovery.
Whenever I am choosing to use a persona on stage because my nerves are getting more of me than I wanted, and my introverted self is protesting loudly, I make sure that I give myself time afterwards to rest. That means that I don't go out and talk to people in the audience right away. It means that I go back into the green room or into a bathroom or somewhere where I can have 5, 10 minutes, even a half an hour to come down, to come back into my own body, to own what just happened, and to recognize that it was okay. Often what happens is the meltdown that comes after can be quite jarring. And so I need to go into that situation recognizing that that might happen. And so what are the tools that I need? Maybe what I need is water and quiet. And often for me, both of those things are what I need. And to forgive myself for anything that I feel like went wrong. When I have made the choice to use a persona, to go on stage, to give a lot of myself and allow my introverted self to sit in the back, what I do is I make sure all of the things that I need are waiting for me and in the place where I know I'm going to be. So my water, my quiet, often I'll even have headphones with binaural music on it that helps my brain to calm down. Know yourself is what I'm saying. What is it that you need? As an introvert, first of all, recognizing that you are one is important. And then recognizing what do you need to best support that part of yourself when the world is asking more of you than your introvert is used to giving. And by choosing to have all of that ready for you, your introvert can relax. You get to go on stage or in front of the audience, in front of a boardroom, do the work you need to do from the place of thought leadership that you've built for yourself, because you know a little about what you're presenting and it's going to help people. And then when you're done, take care of you. That's the most important thing.
Introverts make exceptional thought leaders.
Introverts, you make the best thought leaders, quite frankly. I'm a little biased on this, of course, but I think so many thought leaders are actually introverted because we tend to spend a lot of time in our mind. And so don't be afraid to take it from your mind and put it out into the world. But remember, prepare yourself, take care of yourself. And when you're done, your thought leadership is now out in the world making a difference.